Welcome into TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys, and welcome here to some match reaction from Barcelona against Rayo Vallecano live from the Camp Nou today. Atlético Madrid had won earlier on Saturday afternoon. We have followed that up though with 3 points of our own. Valverde naming a strong team, but Barca here getting through it despite an early scare. Barca 3, it's Rayo 1, and we're going to be discussing all of this game and also the potential implications. It's all coming up. Let's do this. So first of all, guys, like I say, Ernesto Valverde naming a very, very strong lineup for this one. And I have to say, I was surprised coming into it to see such a strong team lining up for this game. Ter Stegen in goal, Alba at left back, Umtiti coming in here alongside Gerard Piqué. Longley didn't play, but that was only really because he was suspended. Roberto was rested, Semedo out on the right-hand side, Busquets in midfield, Arthur and Vidal with Rakitic starting from the bench, but he did come on in the latter stages. Coutinho here from the left, he was substituted. I'm going to talk about him later on in the video. Suárez leading the line and Lionel Messi here from the right hand side, but often coming in those central areas as we know. And I just want to know, guys, what do you think there of that Ernesto Valverde lineup? Simply because in some ways I could understand it. Yes, the players have had a week off, maybe get into this game, win it comfortably, as we sort of did, and then they got a bit of confidence going into that Lyon game. I can understand that side of it, but I can also not really understand not playing the likes of Carlos Alenia, not starting him, not giving him a single minute in this game. I don't really understand that. I don't really understand bringing on Malcolm with just 6 minutes to go in this game. That really doesn't really understand that from any perspective from Ernesto Valverde, that kind of decision. But overall, we got the job done today. All that I hope now is that come Lyon, we are still rested. We do still have players here like Messi, like Suárez, who once again here have played the full 90 minutes. All that I hope is that they're ready. And it's not just down to Valverde, it's down to Messi, it's down to Suárez. If they're not feeling right, they've got to speak up, because going into that Lyon game, it is vital, and as long as we continue here, as long as we're still clinical in front of goal, as long as we feel good, we should win that game, and hopefully it will happen. But on with this game, guys. Like I say, in the early stages there, we did dominate possession, a strong team you would expect really to beat Rayo Vallecano down in 19th place, 5 straight defeats coming into this game. You'd expect to beat them by several goals on the night, but it was actually Rayo that took a very surprise lead at the Camp Nou. It was Raul de Thomas, a really good goal, you have to say there. Not really close enough. We don't really close him down. Semedo was around him. Piqué was around him. We didn't quite get close enough, but it was a sensational strike from the edge of the area. Ter Stegen couldn't get over to it, and that was the lead there for Rayo Vallecano. But like I say, with that kind of team, the strength of the team that we had, you would expect there to get back in that game and win it ultimately, and that's what we did. And I think there's a really important goal just before half-time from Gerard Piqué. It's a ball out wide. Lionel Messi from the free kick. He curls it in. It's a wonderful ball there for Piqué, and he just gets there ahead of anybody else. He's onto it. His reactions are good. It's a powerful header into the back of the net. And I just want to say about Gerard Piqué, this man, when we really need him in 2019, he's coming to the fore. He is stepping up like a leader, leading this team on, game in, game out, fantastic consistency, and Gerard Piqué right now on top of his game and giving us there an absolutely vital goal. And straight away in that second half, Ernesto Valverde did make a change straight away as the half ended. Arthur Melo came off and on came Ousmane Dembele, and it was basically as well a bit of a change in shape here. What you had is Busquets and Vidal operating in a bit more deeper roles there. Messi, as we know, always likes to come central nowadays, even though at times he did go off to the wings to try and find some space. Rayo were marking him really, really tightly today. Coutinho here was out on this left-hand side, but also he was coming in central and often dropping into midfield as well. But it was Dembele's influence here on that right-hand side that was clear to see right from the moment going that second half. And it wasn't just Dembele that it affected here on this right-hand side. It was also Semedo, because you watched the difference there between Semedo in the first half and Semedo in the second half. Now, games this season, you've seen Semedo start the game with Messi on the right-hand side, and then at half-time Roberto would come on, somebody would come on ahead of him like Dembele, and there would be a complete change. It's not always the personnel, it's about having somebody in front of you. We've spoken about this a lot on the channel. Dembele was here, Semedo linking up brilliantly with Dembele, and down that right-hand side, they were brilliant in that second half as a duo, 1 versus 1s. They were making sure they were both really challenging their man, and just 2 on that side really does bring to life that entire wing, and that's what we did in the second half. It was brilliant there from Dembele, the impact that he had, and it was Semedo actually that was heavily involved in the second goal, getting down that right-hand side, making sure that he was having that close control, getting into the area. He's brought down. It's a clear penalty. The ref checked it with VAR, but it was all fine. Penalty to Barcelona. Lionel Messi, of course, stepping up there, calm, very cool as you like, just stroked home, no power at all, just into into the bottom right-hand corner. Very, very calm from Messi, and another goal for him. And I think there, a much-needed goal should give him some confidence. He played well today, not only in the goal-scoring aspect, but also, of course, in the assisting part of his game. And also, by featuring today, Lionel Messi has officially become Barcelona's second all-time appearance leader in La Liga. Today, he surpassed Andres Iniesta for appearances in La Liga, and only now is he sitting behind Xavi Hernandez in a record there that I think, to be honest, it's only a matter of time before Messi yet again breaks another big Barcelona record. And once you got ahead in this game, guys, I think, to be honest, there wasn't a lot of doubt, really. There wasn't a lot of doubt in terms of whether we were going to win the game and also whether we were going to see out the job. Rayo very rarely troubled us in that second half. We really did play on the front foot, play in possession. That change in formation was very, very good indeed there from Valverde in the second half. Bringing on Dembele had a brilliant impact. And RAKITIခြ, obviously, 10 minutes from time, brought on for Felipe Coutinho. And I just want to talk about Coutinho before I go on about that third goal there, simply because right now, what do you do with Felipe Coutinho? And I say that really, really sadly, because you watch his body language, you watch him when he comes off the pitch there, you watch him on the bench, watching on from the sidelines, knowing really that he can do better. He knows that in there's a better player than what we're seeing week in, week out, because Coutinho has had his chances this season. He's not like Malcolm, where he's getting 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. He's never getting a chance to prove himself. He's having start after start in this team under Ernesto Valverde, who's been very, very lenient with his performances. But Coutinho here, even against a side like Rayo, out on that left-hand side, this is a kind of game here where you can go out, you can express yourself. It's a massive pitch at the Camp Nou against weak opposition. You can go there, get yourself some confidence, do something special. But today, again, it didn't happen. He started on the left-hand side. We know that in the front three, he's not always that effective. But even in the second half there, he's dropping back, he's dropping deeper into a different kind of role. And again, there's not really any results on the side of Coutinho. And it is hard to watch. It's difficult, really. He gives the ball away. He doesn't always seem to be working incredibly hard. You want him to do more because you know that he's a better player. But right now, in this team, in this environment, it's just not happening. And that, for me, is very sad on the side of the player and also very sad on the side of the team, because we were looking forward so much this season to having Coutinho available for big Champions League games. We thought that he could make a real difference in this team, but as of right now, it just isn't happening. But like I say, RAKITIခြ came on the pitch, and within 2 minutes of his arrival, he was involved in the third goal, and it did fall eventually for Luis Suárez. And I feel in this game, to be honest, there was a lot of overplaying. Suárez and Messi in particular were guilty of it, getting into the final third, and they just always wanted to combine with each other and just playing really one more pass than was really necessary. But it was RAKITIခြ who came on. He was clinical, he was ruthless there in the final third, getting into the opposing penalty area, making that run, taking that risk. He was linking up with Suárez. He plays it back in the end, and in the end it is a simple tap-in for Luis Suárez, who did deserve that goal on the night with the work that he got through. He was running the channels, he was working that Rayo defence very, very hard indeed, and RAKITIခြ there with an instant impact when he came on. And like I say, 5 minutes from time, Sergio Busquets goes off, gets 5 minutes of rest in this game, and Malcolm finally comes on. And it's the first competitive fixture in which he has featured since 31 days ago against Real Madrid in that Copa del Rey first leg when he scored the decisive goal. That's the first action he's got. He came on, he tried to look lively, he tried to get on the ball, but obviously we have to be seeing more of Malcolm. I don't understand why he played such a small part today. And once again there, playing a strong team, getting the result today. We've made sure again that we extended our lead over Atlético Madrid back to 7 points now at the top of the league. Real Madrid play tomorrow. They're not really a concern right now. But like I say, as of right now, all attentions turn to that Lyon game. It's massive, it's colossal. Even watching this game, even in the build-up, you're always thinking, yes, it's about Rayo, yes, it's about the league, but at the end of the day, our mind has always been on that Lyon game. Wednesday, next week, there's a lot of build-up coming up on the channel, guys. I'm excited for it, I'm anxious about it, but I do believe, going into that game, we can do this. No doubt about that. And on Wednesday, it will all come to a magical crescendo. I am hyped for it, and I hope you guys will be joining me next week for so much build-up, because it's happening right here, right now. So leave your thoughts on today's game in the comments down below, guys. It's finished, of course. Barcelona getting the much-needed win, a strong team from Valverde. What were your thoughts on the overall display of the team and also the players individually? Let me know in the comments down below. I will see you, like I say, very soon indeed. But until then, as always, Visca el Barça!